Good afternoon. My name is Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest, and today we're at property address 2750 Southwest Talbot Road here in Portland, Oregon. We're located on the right side of the home, it's the right rear corner, essentially, of the house, down below the deck, straight above our heads there. There is a 4-inch cast iron clean out here near the foundation. This will be my point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. I'm going to zero out the camera right here and refer to this as the point of access. And we do have some water running. Here we go. Okay, here at 9 feet from the point of access, it transitions from 4-inch cast iron to 6-inch concrete pipe. Cast iron looks good. Okay, here at 16 feet out, we do have root intrusion. It's difficult to tell right now if it's cut. It looks like it's just penetrating right through the sidewalls. The flow line, you can see, has a lot of aggregate rock showing through, which means the pipe walls are very thin. And at that point, roots are able to just penetrate straight through the sidewall, which means it's in kind of an eggshell condition. Okay, here at 26 feet, it transitions to 6-inch terracotta. Okay, here at about 27 feet from the point of access, it looks like the line is Y connecting onto an easement. I expect there to be an easement. I didn't think it'd be quite that soon, but it does have a Y connection right here with the line coming from both directions. So I believe we have reached the terminus for the line. We're going to get the water turned off. I just want to make sure, I just want to see if there's any other water flowing through there once the water's turned off, just to show more evidence that it's likely the connection here to the easement. Normally when you have a Y connection, that's it. You hit these. And due to the condition of the line and just how short it is, it's only 27 feet long. I am going to recommend replacing the concrete or sleeving the concrete section of the line. It's in very rough shape, and there's root intrusion and stuff coming right through the sidewalls. As my guess, within about 5 to 10 years from now, the sidewalls are going to be so paper thin that the pipe will probably start collapsing or breaking off in chunks as roots and things like that intrude further into the line. So I will map the line out from the transition here to terracotta. Terracotta is still in good shape. And and there's only about a 1 foot section of it here before it hits the easement. So I will mark the end of the repair with a green T, and then I'll reel back to the cast iron transition and mark that with a green T as well. And I'll mention the location and depths of the repair here in just a moment. And the good news is the line still has good grade, so this would actually be, I believe, a pretty easy candidate for sleeving, which won't require any digging at all, or maybe one small hole, but that's generally it. So I will recommend that in the report. Okay, I did locate right here at the Y connection to the easement, it looks like. Should be an easement or have a contract for an easement. I have marked it right here at the transition to terracotta. There's a lot of thick ivy, and if you're standing at the clean out facing the rear of the property, the direction the line runs off to the right corner, rear right corner of the property. And I've marked that with green paint. Because of the ivy and how thick it is and the amount of brush that's on the ground, it's difficult to get right on top of the sewer pipe. It's right around 9-10 feet in depth. And it's marked with green paint as best as I can. Because of the ivy, it's difficult to make out the T that I've drawn, but the green paint is visible. I'm going to go ahead and reel back to about 16 feet, do another marking there, and then I'll reel back to 9 feet and mark the transition to cast iron. You can see here now the water's drained out, how the roots are just coming right through the pipe walls. Normally, where you see intrusion is through the joints, because the joints separate, but because the line, we refer to it as eggshell condition, the pipe walls have thinned out so much that the roots are just penetrating straight through the walls. I'm going to mark right here, this is a turn in the line. It's like a 90-degree turn. I will draw that out on the ground, and I'm going to go mark and locate this. Okay, here I was getting a depth of about 2.5 feet deep, or 2 feet 5 inches deep, and this is still in the thick ivy, so my paint markings are kind of obscured by that, but I did do my best at drawing a turn on the ground with the paint. There's nowhere to write depths that will be visible whatsoever. Hopefully when we reel back to the transition, we'll have a spot that's cleared of brush and everything, we can mark that. Okay, I'm going to do my final marking here at 9 feet. Again, I'll mark this with a green T. Okay, I did map out the line here, the concrete section of the pipe. I would recommend contacting the city just to ensure that there is a proper contract for an easement on the property. I know that I was informed there that there used to be a party line. It's also a good idea to make sure that that's all been disconnected. They should have record of that at the city. And then it's also a good idea to find out with that contract for the easement what the homeowner is responsible for, how much of the line. Their section of it's quite small. It's only 27 feet long. But whoever is using the easement is responsible for it. It's multiple homes generally. I've marked this with a green T here. It's in a spot where it's relatively brush-free. I've drawn that on the ground. I'm getting about 6 feet in depth. My depths are bouncing all over the place. From 6 feet to 2 feet in the middle, and then about 10 feet at the end of the line. The ground is it's on a very steep sloping hillside, and so I would recommend the repair guys relocate using line tracing equipment or their camera to double check the depths, make sure if they do traditional trenching that they don't dig too deep or too shallow. But the line is mapped out. I drew 6 feet on the ground next to the T. The rest of them I've just mapped out as best I can, and the ivy's quite thick. I'm going to go ahead and pull back the camera.